Goldberg's back! Yay! Yeah, I'm back! I'm back! And he is here to bury Dolph Ziggler. Which superstar is going to be on Monday Night Raw the next day? Dolph Ziggler. It makes all the sense in the world. I'm just trying to imagine how all of that came to life. We have a meeting. We have Vince McMahon right here. We have Goldberg, maybe even Triple H. Thinking about another WCW superstar that he could bury. We also have Drew McIntyre right here. I'm just here for the voice. Vince? What do you want, Vince? Your match at WWE Super Showdown was crap. We wanna fix that. How, Vince? How? A 30-minute match against Dolph Ziggler. Squash match. A 10-minute match. Squash match. Okay, I love that. I absolutely love that. Like, seriously, what is the point? I don't think there is a point, the great one. Well, Drew gets it. Welcome everybody to another episode of Greatness of Raw. How are you guys doing? As always, Mr. Foreheadamania, and this was actually a decent episode of Monday Night Raw. I'm not gonna lie, but I disagree with so much stuff that happened on today's episode. For example, the Ziggler stuff. It's embarrassing. It makes no sense whatsoever. But we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. I'm also interested in that Roman Reigns storyline. What could it possibly be? I'll make a few predictions later in this video. And by the way, people, poor chair. Poor chair. I thought it's going to break. The show opens with Samoa Joe on the announce table confronting the announcers. He doesn't understand why would Michael Cole and Corey Graves even accuse Samoa Joe of attacking Roman Reigns on SmackDown with a forklift. He says it was an accident and he has nothing to do with that. Michael Cole tried to prove a point by saying that 80% of the WWE Universe said that it's probably Samoa Joe. 80% of the WWE Universe are idiots. I love that line by Samoa Joe. Becky Lynch's entrance music hits and she heads past Joe down to the ring for her match. We got Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus and Natalya. Oh, the great one, it makes no sense whatsoever. Why would Charlotte Flair team up with Becky Lynch? Because that's what the authority decided? I don't understand your issue. I seriously don't understand your issue. The whole tour blew up. How could Charlotte team up with Becky Lynch? The authority wanted them to team. That's how. That's how. During the match, Charlotte actually attacked Becky Lynch. That's when Natalya put Becky Lynch into the sharpshooter. She grabbed the rope, but she didn't stop, the submission. And the referee called for disqualification. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair won the match, but you wouldn't really think so. Trish Stratus pulls Natalya off Becky. They were about to fight, but Natalya leaves. So Trish Stratus was really protected during this match. I don't even remember her wrestling during the match, if I'm being honest. Maybe she did, but I seriously don't remember that. So she was protected. She looks good, I don't know about her wrestling skills, of course. I don't know if the match is going to be good, but my prediction is it's going to be more of a moment than a match. Like I've said in my previous SmackDown review, I don't really like this rivalry because it feels way too forced. No creativity, nothing in this one. It's a dream match, so have your dream match. We're too busy to actually write an actual storyline. We got Rey Mysterio versus Andrade in an amazing match. Like, I can watch them every week and I'll be fine with that. I remember when that made SmackDown special in 2018, and I don't know if I told you that, but my wife actually became a huge wrestling fan because of Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. She watched WWE already for like a couple of months, but after these matches, she was like, okay, I get it. This is actually pretty cool. And because of Zelina Vega's involvement, Andrade won the match with his finisher, the Hammerlock DDT. Great match. I would love to see that again, if I'm being honest. Andrade versus Ricochet is another match that I would really love to see, so hopefully on SmackDown. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. We go to the scene of Maria and Mike Kanellis at the doctor's office. Maria talks about being a first pregnant 24/7 champion and she demands that Mike defends her. Maria and Mike Kanellis got to the doctor's office. Back from the break, Maria complains to Mike and he tells her to relax and hugs her. A referee comes in and counts the pin for the 3 count. Mike Kanellis is now the new 24/7 champion. He leaves the office and R-Truth and Carmella are in the lobby waiting for him. Truth throws a fake baby at Mike, then rolls him up for the 3 count and he says that you got your baby and I got mine. That was priceless. The way Mike Kanellis pinned Maria, loved it. I loved every single second of it. So who knew that in 2019 the most entertaining people in the WWE are going to be R-Truth and Carmella, Drake Maverick and his wife, and Mike and Maria Kanellis. These are the most entertaining people on the roster right now. Amazing stuff right here. That was one of my favorite, maybe even the best 24/7 segment we got so far. Really liked it. WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar comes out to the ring with Paul Heyman. Heyman says that he has an educational message for everyone. He basically talked about how Seth Rollins failed to slay the Beast. Seth Rollins comes out to interrupt with a steel chair. He's barely walking. Rollins hits the ring, but Brock Lesnar immediately drops him. And he just starts the beating on the injured Seth Rollins. We even got an F5. We were supposed to get a sympathetic scene of Seth Rollins basically saying that maybe it's not even worth it. Maybe I should not be doing this. But you know what? I will. I will slay the Beast at SummerSlam. It was supposed to be, sad, emotional. We were supposed to sympathize with the guy. But people didn't care. They were chanting what throughout this whole segment. Cool. Kurt Angle is backstage for an interview and he's right here because he is going to be a special guest referee tonight. Nobody explained why is Kurt Angle right here tonight for no reason whatsoever to be a special guest referee for Drew McIntyre and Cedric Alexander's match. Why? I know why it happened, the reason why he was here, but in kayfabe, why? Anyway, Street Profits basically gave him some milk, but Drew McIntyre interfered and he talked about how he gave that one beating to Kurt Angle in 2018. We got the Viking Raiders versus Jobbers again, every single week. Every single week. WWE are like, people probably want to go to the toilet. Commercials are not enough. People want to go to the toilet. Kurt Angle comes out of the ring in a referee shirt for the next match. Before the match even started, Drew McIntyre attacks Cedric Alexander and basically Cedric Alexander got destroyed ringside. The lights went out and yes, it's Bray Wyatt with his new finisher that I actually really like, if I'm being honest. It suits his character, right? He beats Kurt Angle and that is the reason why Kurt Angle was on Monday Night Raw. I liked it. I like how Bray Wyatt attacks all the legends. Makes sense. Gives him a little bit of heat from the crowd. What I don't understand this time is that there's no reason for Kurt Angle to beat tonight on Raw. That's what they didn't explain. We got Xavier Woods and Big E versus the OC. Within the first minutes of the match, AJ Styles gets involved, Ricochet comes out for the save, and he helps to clear the ring. After the commercial, something shocking happens. Something that I don't know, people. This is the first time ever on Monday Night Raw, and on SmackDown, and on pay-per-view, in the WWE entirely. We got a 6-man tag team match on Raw. Yes, I know. We got a 6-man tag team match on Monday Night Raw. How does that work? To be honest, that was actually very good. I really liked the match. We got a bunch of cool spots, but the OCs won the match. Surprisingly, WWE are booking them pretty well, if I'm being honest. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson look pretty strong right now, and I forgot to mention that we got Emo Festus. or something like that. Samoa Joe comes out of the ring, gets on the microphone and calls out Roman Reigns. He says he's sick of waiting. He gets a chair, he sits on it. It was about to break, people. Roman Reigns is nowhere to be found. He approaches Roman Reigns' car. Roman Reigns steps out of his car, and then another car comes out of nowhere and hits Roman's car. And Samoa Joe looks shocked at what just happened in front of him. So basically that confirms that it's not Samoa Joe. It was not Samoa Joe, probably, who used the forklift to basically try to hurt Roman Reigns. Now, it's also interesting because after he got hit, Samoa Joe actually called for help and he basically tried to help Roman Reigns himself. And many people will say, he's a heel. He should not be doing that. He's a bad guy. He's a bad human being. No, I liked it. It made sense. He's a douchebag. He's a bad person. But Roman Reigns just got hit by a car. He's still a human. Samoa Joe still has some good inside of him. So he tried to help him because that's beyond wrestling. That's just horrible. Even Triple H helped Roman Reigns, and at this point I wouldn't even be surprised if Triple H was actually the one who attacked Roman Reigns. I know it may not make a lot of sense, but maybe. So my predictions are it's either Triple H for some reason, Daniel Bryan because he never made the announcement and it's already being advertised after SummerSlam in the live events. Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. It could also be Drew McIntyre. It could be Buddy Murphy. But people, there's always a possibility that it's just Shane McMahon. And that's how we are going to end this part of the video. We got the Kabuki Warriors versus the Iconics versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. A fatal 4-way match for the women's tag titles. It was a bit too long in my opinion, but still watchable. Alexa Bliss hits the Twisted Bliss on Kyrie for the 3 count, and we got the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, thankfully. Thankfully, we got the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I mean, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are being used every week on Raw and SmackDown. Give them the championships. Good. I like the idea, I'm not gonna lie. The Miz comes out to the ring for a SummerSlam contract signing. He says he just wants to make sure that Dolph Ziggler signs the contract because he really wants to beat him. He introduced us to Shawn Michaels and then Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, without any question, signs the contract, and The Miz says that he cannot wait to face Dolph Ziggler at Monday Night Raw. Dolph Ziggler seemed confused, but The Miz explains that Dolph Ziggler didn't sign a contract to face The Miz. Shawn Michaels steps up and people thought that we are actually going to get Dolph Ziggler versus Shawn Michaels, but Shawn Michaels says that it's not me. Goldberg's music hits and yeah, that's the worst. What is this? What is this? Yay, we are getting Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler. We were about to get a brawl, but Dolph Ziggler basically ran away. And who cares? Like, I'm a huge Dolph Ziggler fan. But it's just basically to save Goldberg's legacy because of that Undertaker versus Goldberg match at WWE Super Showdown. So he's basically going to squash Dolph Ziggler in 20 seconds and that's it. Embarrassing. That's just embarrassing stuff. Why would you care? It's basically going to be like this. Ziggler is going to lose. A couple of years from now, he's going to be a #1 contender for the World Championship. Universal, WWE, even Intercontinental, who cares? And we will have to take him seriously. Yeah. Good stuff by the WWE. That was embarrassing. Ziggler! Ziggler! Faith! I don't know, people, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but I was not a fan of the ending. It was a decent moment, but we all know how it's going to end. So thank you for watching this video. It was a decent episode of Monday Night Raw, maybe not the best go-home show, but still very enjoyable. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, like this video, subscribe for more if you already didn't, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and as always, your boy TheGreatOne, peace, love, and hugs.